Okay, I want to talk about a few different things. One thing is, it is like a fucking sauna here. I don't know what the hell is going on. It's been just sun, and then they keep changing the weather thing. Today it's even a weather alert that it's gonna be so hot and it's gonna be dangerous. It's gonna be between 85 and 90. It's like, what? It's been like 100 and something, and then it is showing that it's going to be raining in a couple days. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. It's super, super overcast, and it feels like you're in a fucking sauna. It is so hot and steamy. Oh my God, I am sweating to death. Long hair is hot. It's like having a blanket sometimes. But the weather, there's something up, and it kind of makes me feel like it is like two forces are trying to control it, and it's just gone crazy. They do something, then they do something, because this is weird. And don't tell me it's fucking climate change. It's such ridiculous. This morning, I saw two different videos that came up, and one was about the planetary changes that are going on and the movement of the moon and stuff like that. They're not telling, no, because anything that's going on, oh, it's you guys. It's these freaking cows. It's the freaking car exhaust. It's the hairspray. Yeah. They can charge us. You have to license your car with the exhaust and stuff. But their organizations, let factories just pump black smoke up into the air and pollution. I knew somebody who, they grew up in Spokane, and there's a paper mill there, and they lived downriver from it. I can't remember the whole story, but he was battling cancer just nonstop. He would get this really weird, rare cancer, and then he would go in and fight it and stuff, and then it would, he would beat it, and it would come right back. So I don't even know if he's still alive. Everybody, he said all the kids and stuff that grew up there all got the same cancer, and they all died, and it was something about the toxins that they had put in the water. And I've talked about this before, like even the other day again. I put water in the bucket, and it could be why Stella is so sick, but it was just chemical smell. Just, oh my God, it's so chemically. And I don't know what, and I've said about before, we're in these like, we're all like petri dishes to them, different communities are just a petri dish. And I had said before that when I lived in Spokane, I got super sick. Well, I got sick, really sick off the medicines, but there was another time I got super, two other times. One of the times was when I moved in the house, and this spirit that was there did not want me there. And I got super, super sick with a lung infection, and that's what had killed her. So that, I got really sick. And, but after that, I got really sick. And I wasn't even being as sick yet about all of the pills. I hadn't all built up yet. So, I had gotten that sickness, and this was in the same house. And then I got super, super sick with this stomach thing. And so I was really sick for a couple days. And then it came out on the news, oh, well, E. coli got in the water, guys. Don't use the water. We're trying to clean it up, but E. coli's in the water. I don't know how we did it, but the cows, they shit in the water. Sorry about that. Well, E. coli is pretty fucking horrible. It is like explosive diarrhea, and the bacteria that's inside of you, it is like, it's the same smell. It's just, you're so sick. Oh my God, I couldn't believe how sick I was. And that was from water that they're giving us is supposed to be safe. And, oh, but they're sorry. Oh, they didn't mean to do it. And then but the water here, this is like a chemical smell. This is definitely, they would say the excuse, well, there was some toxins or something, so we had to put some extra, chlorine in it to kill the germs and stuff. They're fucking liars. Every freaking thing they say is lies. And I feel like I need to, like, maybe some people just don't get it, like don't understand, like what I'm telling you, that they're messing with the weather. And in our water and the toxins and stuff. So it's kind of like you have to wrap your head around that it is like we are in a lab. We're in a plantation in a lab. We're in a petri dish in a plantation in a lab for these beings that are more advanced than us. They've also become more advanced than us by withholding information from us, because it's all been about control. That's why it's a plantation, because we are enslaved. We're enslaved to a system that they created to enslave us. We did it out of willingness because we just, oh, that seems good. Well, let's do that. And they've set rules. They wrote the rules for how behavior should be. Right now, they're kind of trying to switch things. That's why they start manipulating the words. And like, this generation thinks the word means this generation thinks the word means that, because they're constantly have to create chaos, division, and manipulation. And right now, there's too many people as far as they're concerned, way too many. It's a lot easier if they can control them, if they do this, this, and this. So they're taking steps. These are all been written. They go to meetings and talk about this shit. It's written. You can find information about it. You can look up Agenda 21 and, the globalists, eugenics, and who these people are, the people in power, and what their mission statement is in life. You can go look this stuff up. So what they want to do is reduce the population significantly. And they also want to corral us into what they consider smart cities, but really it's just a prison. So they want to corral us into those. The people like me, once I became disabled, like I was great for them when I was a nurse, but then once I became disabled, well, I'm disposable garbage. They don't need anybody who's not able to be worker. They're putting stuff in these right now to sterilize people because they want to control our reproduction. And it's not because, there's too many people drive anywhere across the damn planet, across any country. It's tons and tons of open space. They don't want us out there in the open space. They want us in so they can control us. They want us in a prison. They want to live luxurious lives off of our sweat. So they look at us as being, less than them. They don't see a problem with what they're doing, because we are how other people look at other animals, like what I'm always talking about with dogs and stuff. It's our vision of how we look at other animals. That's how they look at us. So once you start realizing that, it gives you a different way of looking at animals. Once you start realizing, hey, we're just, that's how they treat us. So yeah, they mess with the breeding. They mess with, they do experiments on us. They use us for, the part that really gets me, it really grosses me out, is that they are, grinding up people. And people think, oh, well, they couldn't do that. They couldn't do that. I saw my relative be buried. I saw him be cremated and stuff like that. Well, you think that that's the only people here is us? No. They had tunnels filled with their experiments and stuff. People, there's been some really horrible, nefarious things going on this planet for quite a long time. And consciousness, human beings, their abilities was, like what I talk about with the dogs. They only could see what's right here. Well, that was being controlled all the time. And not only being controlled, but they were overloading you with rules and structures to, create this life that they want you to have. And so when they are, like right now, they're trying to actively take out 3/4 of the population. And you can see how extreme they'll go. They're actively burning down communities in rural areas and stuff to herd us into their smart cities. They're smart. So funny called smart cities. This is just in prison. They were, oh yeah, we'll put up cameras. Y'all be so safe. Wait, cameras? Well, the cameras aren't to keep us safe. The cameras are so they can watch us. You're not allowed to have freedom of speech. They want to take your weapons. It's all about the control. all you got to do is go and watch like The Village. I mean, watch The Village. It shows you exactly what's going on. And so they use fear to control people because people are so scared. And especially they've created this godless society. They don't want people connected to self and, God. So they want you to be godless. They want to create science as the idol because they manipulate science. Science, they just control and manipulate it. But they see that they can get people to worship it. And then they can control the narrative. So they're actively working on that. And we can see the repercussions of what has been going on about that. So, and then also in some communities, like in Canada, I think I talked about this already, but, and this probably isn't the only one. I just happen to know somebody who knows it's their child, their family, their kid's family lives there. And they're saying that all of the people that got these just walk around with blank stares like zombies. And to me, that would be, their petri dish. Something is in their water or their air, something that is a controlled thing that goes to that community. They're putting something, they're trying it out. They're saying, so what happens if we put this? And remind you, they want us all to be in that state. And then they would kill off the ones that are, will go against the weak ones, the ones that aren't just there to just work. You wouldn't be able to take. They're trying to sell people like, oh yeah, the government should be giving back now. Yeah, we're going to, we're just going to support all you guys. But, keep in mind, we're not going to have businesses. There's not going to be anybody working. So we're all going to just, who's going to feed us? It's like, there's people who have, wised up to what's going on, and they have gone off and gotten out and gone off grid and started, making a farm and learning about herbs and learning about food and learning how to survive off the land. That's what our, the people that came before us, that's what they did. At what point did the people surrender to this controlling, governing force that is really just a criminal enterprise cabal? Their crime is so outrageous. And they created corporations. They created the banking system. They created everything just to control us. There's nothing out there that isn't meant to just control us. And they, and anything where anybody comes in and tries to give other information, they're just, knocked out. They'll kill somebody. They don't care. They kill people all the time. Right now, they're trying to kill most of us. So, and they will kill some people who are just, just like I saw this guy. My friend, she has a brain injury. Hers is much newer. And everyone's is different. Hers is newer, but she gets really scared to have to drive on the freeway, and she had to go get feed because the feed store has no feed. And so she's got a bunch of animals on her farm, and there's no feed store at the one. So she had to go drive, several cities away. We had to drive pretty far. And, but we're going to see more and more of that because it's about control. And, by the way, this is still a bruise, it's not lipstick. And so then, when we went, she wanted to stop at this little pub. It reminds her of like a little English pub, it's a little small town, little neighborhood place. It had good food. It had like a lot of seafood and stuff. And she knew I like seafood. So I was like, okay, yeah, we'll go. So we went in, and we're sitting there. It was so nice. It was outside, patio. It had a nice breeze. It was really nice. And there were several people. A couple of people walked in with these on. Nobody else had them on. And it always just kind of stands out. Like you look at them as like, you either are sickly and you shouldn't be out of the house, or you're just live in fear. And then, so I was facing this way and she was facing this way. And when the woman walked past her with that on, she was just like, because she has this part in her brain injury where she has, very impulsive. Like she'll start talking about somebody while they're right there. It's always, that's like so embarrassing to me. It's like, oh, so, she's making eye rolls and stuff about this woman, but this guy walks in behind her. Huge, huge guy. I'd say it had to be 350 to 400 for sure. Could have been more than that. Giant guy. And walks in slowly, lumbering, you know, like each step is difficult. Now, if each step becomes difficult, listen to your body. Each step is difficult. He's got a fucking... It's like, dude, you need all the air you can get. I'll tell you right now. You need to freaking take the damn thing off and be breathing. But that is what... If you're not taking care of your health, this is not going to... That's not magic. There's no magic. If you are going... Even, I've said before, even if you've gotten this or you haven't gotten this or whatever your thing is, the whole thing is you need to take care of yourself. You don't surrender your health, especially to Big Pharma. Are you fucking kidding me? But just like, you know, it's like, okay, well, you know, I can't even barely walk. I'm going out right now to eat some deep fried food and probably drink some beers, I would assume. And, you know, can barely walk, covering his breathing apparatus of his face. And thinks that that is going, like, what in the hell? That is what, this is what I'm talking about with awareness. Like, that guy probably really thinks he's doing something good. Like, completely not taking his own health. He probably has every excuse in the world of why, oh, well, you know, I've been fat my whole life. My grandma was fat. My grandpa was fat. You know, whatever the excuse may be. You're a separate person, and you have to take charge of your health. You have to do it. It may not be fun. It may not be comfortable, especially if you've gotten in bad habits of, you know, just living off of fried food and beer and junk and stuff like that. Yeah, good food may taste really yuck for a while, but there's spices. You can, you know, if it takes spices to help you be able to start eating healthy, there's some spices that are really, really good for you. And I have said before, and I told my friend yesterday, because this is what, you know, with my brain injury, is I don't hold back when I have something to say. I mean, I'm not as impulsive. I want to sit and do stuff like what she does. Like, we're different in that way. But I'll say the truth. I'm not going to sit there and think like, oh, I don't want to say the truth. It might hurt someone's feelings. To me, it's like we all need to hear the truth. Sometimes we need our feelings hurt. This bullshit with like, oh, don't hurt anybody's feelings. Like, oh, feelings are so fragile. It's like, hurt some fucking feelings. Grow the fuck up. So when so we were driving and I said, I was talking about people just surrendering their health. Like, oh, you know, Big Pharma will take care of it. I said, you know, like people who are pre-diabetic, who just, oh, well, I'll just go on the medicine. Oh, well, I'm pre-diabetic. And you don't have to ever go on the medicine when you're pre-diabetic as an adult. You take control of your diet. You take control of your exercise. And it's your body telling you, hey, you're fucking up here. You got to get in control. You don't want to go on their medicines. And people just surrender to it. Like, surrender their health. Like, oh, no, I don't need to take care of myself. Go get one of these. Take a couple pills. I'm good to go. I was like, that's foolish. Foolish. It's absolutely why we're in this position that we're in. Foolish ways of being like that. And so when I said that in the car, she was like, oh, well, I'm pre-diabetic. I'm trying. You know, I've stopped eating so many cookies and stuff like that. But she started really questioning her own self. It wasn't because I'm like, it's like, to me, it's like, hey, no shame in your game, you know, learn at your own pace. But I'm not going to sit and pretend. I'm not going to pretend like, oh, yeah, you don't need to take care of yourself. Fucking Big Pharma's got you. Yeah, they'll take care of you. Government. Jesus, the government's there for you people. They'll take care of you. Like, oh my God. Yeah, it's just a lot of foolish people who want to just stay asleep, I guess. I don't know. There's some more stuff I wanted to talk about though, so I'll be right back because I'm kind of going over time. Hold on.